Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, I'll be showing you how I got the tone to Message in a Bottle. Message in a Bottle is a song by The Police. It was released in 1979, and it's one of my most favourite songs of all time. The track consists of 3 guitar parts. 1 is the main guitar part, 2 is a guitar part with a lot of distortion, and the 3rd is a harmony part, which we'll get into later. So for this video, I'm using a Fender Pro 2 Stratocaster in Miami Blue. It's a beautiful colour and a beautiful guitar, love it a lot, and I'm going to be playing it for this video. And this will be going into my Marshall DSL-40. It is on 20 watt mode for now, and I will be miking it up with a Shure SM58 along with a pedal board engaged with it too, which I will get into later. And remember, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, it helps me a lot, and like the video. Let's get into it. Now, one really important thing about this song is the picking hand. Now, you want to be picking softly for this song. If you don't pick softly, this is what happens. That is definitely not suited for this song, so you want to be picking lighter so that you not only get a little less gain, but you also introduce the smoothness that this song really has. That's what happens when you pick lightly. So picking lightly is really important. And one thing is that you got to be picking in between the neck pickup and the middle pickup. If you pick here, this is what happens. The phase of the sound changes as you pick here or here or here or here. So the phase is really important. So you get the right phase for this song. Okay, start that again. So from that part where I was talking about phase, cut that part up. Alright. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. So if you didn't know, the phase of a sound changes as you pick from here, or here, or here, or here, or here, or here. Now, it's your choice where you want to pick, but because we're trying to get the sound to Message in a Bottle, how it was on the record, we want to get that smooth sound that it has. It's dirty, but it's not that harsh. So to lower that harshness, it's important to pick in between here, the neck pickup and the middle pickup. You get a really smooth sound, and those harmonics really come out and fits in with the song. It's almost like you can hear a C sharp in the background, and then an E flat in the background, and then another note in the background. There's just a bunch of notes that happen in the background, but they're not actually notes. They're harmonized notes, which sounds really cool when it all comes up together, and probably the reason for that doubling is to kind of bring out those harmonics more. So track 1 is known as the main guitar part in the song. For all the guitar parts, Andy Summers is using his 1963 Fender Telecaster. He's then using a overdrive pedal or a boost. For this video, I'm going to be using the Boss SD1 to be used as a boost. And the second pedal I'm going to be using is the Electro Harmonix Electric Mistress Flanger. Now, there's a misconception with people when they try getting the tone. An electric Mistress was used, not a chorus. Chorus sounds good for Message in a Bottle, but we want to try to get as close as we can. So these are my settings for the first part in Message in a Bottle. It's pretty clean, it's decently clean, but it's dirty enough to be boosted by an overdrive pedal. The treble control at 6, the mids at 7.5, and the bass at 5. The tone shift is not engaged, the presence and resonance controls are maxed out, and the reverb is at max. But that really depends on the kind of amp you have. This amp in particular doesn't have a really good reverb circuit. It's not very present unless you max it out, so I have it all the way, but that's based on your taste. I'm on the 20 watt mode, and I have the master volume at max. This is because I want to get as much power amp gain as I can. Well, not as much, but a decent amount, because the most important thing about this sound is that power amp gain. That's why over here I found the right settings to make sure that it doesn't overload too much, but there's a decent amount of gain coming from those power tubes and the preamp tubes too. So over here I'm plugged in the Super Overdrive pedal, which goes into the front end of my amp, and then the effects loop chain is started, and from the effects loop it goes into my electric Mistress, and then basically it goes back into my effects loop. I'm not using the chorus or the big muff, you don't need to use those pedals, but the two pedals you're gonna need for this track is the electric Mistress and the Super Overdrive pedal. So without anything, this is how it sounds. With the overdrive pedal, this is how it sounds. If we add the electric Mistress, you get the sound. So guitar part number 2 is basically doubling with the first track, except it does not have the electric Mistress, and it's a more gainy sound. Alright, so here are the settings for the second track. You can see how the gain is a lot higher than the previous one, and other than that, everything else is the same, but the overdrive pedal is what will make the difference. This is how it sounds without anything. Now this is how it sounds with the overdrive pedal. You can see how the overdrive pedal adds all the dirt. This is really important for this second track. This is panned hard right. So guitar part number 3, which is the final guitar part in Message in a Bottle, is a harmony part, which harmonizes with the 2 other tracks. The settings are the same as the first guitar part, so you won't have to worry too much about that. Just use the first guitar part's settings. Right, so the harmony part is panned 25% to the right. This is how it sounds without anything. Now this is how it sounds with the electric Mistress. It's a pretty subtle effect, but it makes all the difference. So that's my tutorial on how you can get the sound to Message in a Bottle. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give this video a like, and if you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. There's a lot coming. Thank you for supporting me. And I'll see you all in the next video. See ya!